Hey guys, it's Rita. Welcome back to my channel. So today I am super excited with these new products because if you know me, you know I love anything and everything pink. So we're going to talk about the brand new Natasha Denona Love Palette. So she did come up with the original Love Palette, kind of like the bigger one last year. I didn't pick it up because I felt like it had a little too much purple for me. I'm not a huge fan of purple. I do like to have more pink tones or neutral browns. So that being said, she did come up with the version of the mini. So she came up with the mini Love Palette including 5 different shades. So they are not the same ones. If you have the big Love Palette, this one is going to be 5 new shades. The family is going to be very similar. The colors are going to be similar, but no, you're not getting duplicates. She also extended it to the Love Cheek Duo, so you get a cream blush and highlighter. I love these super intense fuchsia pink boxes. Both match each other, of course, and I did pick up these 2 items. She did also come up with a new lipstick. I didn't pick that one up. I was just interested in these 2 products, and I did use them on my face today. We have the highlight, the blush, and of course the eyeshadows. So I got mine from the Natasha Denona website and it shipped super fast, even though I had like the normal standard shipping. The palette itself, the mini one, retails for $25, just like all of her other mini palettes. And the Love Cheek Duo retails for $42. So I did pick up both of them from the Natasha Denona site, like I was just mentioning, but Sephora will be bringing it up pretty soon. I'm pretty sure it's gonna come very soon because they're already on the Sephora website. So I am on the Sephora app and both of them are already listed, but whenever you click on them, it just says coming soon. So anyway, enough chit chat. Let's go ahead and look at some arm swatches of both of the palettes and then we'll go ahead and try everything on my face. So let's just get right into it. Makeup is nearly done. I do have on my cheeks only some contour and bronzer, but we do need highlight and blush. And that is of course where our beautiful new palette comes to play. This is the Natasha Denona, the Love Cheek Duo. It comes when you open it up with a very good mirror, I would say. And then you have the actual product, which is going to be a cream blush and a highlight, which this one is going to be powder. The actual names of the product, the blush, it's called a pink coral shade, and the highlight, it just says it's a pink and golden champagne duochrome. I do have the box right here. The way I apply my cheek products is always going to be bronzer, highlight, and blush. So that's how we're going to apply it today. We already have the bronzer on, so I'm going to move on to the highlight, and this one is described as a pink and golden champagne duochrome. I'm going to be using these Real Techniques brush in the number 403, which is what I've been loving for highlight lately. And this is a powder one, so that'll be perfect. I'm just going to grab a little bit of this on my brush. And I'm just going to start applying this as I would normally on the high points of my face. I'm going to swap brushes because I feel like this one wasn't giving me much. So you can see that I already applied it, but it's very noticeable. I'm going to switch to my very trusty, very old brush by e.l.f. And there's already product in there. So I'm just going to start applying this. And I can already see the difference. This one grabbed way more product than the other brush. But that has nothing to do with the product. That's just barely the brush kind of like didn't work with it. So this is a very pretty golden shade. I do need to look at it on a different light. Today is like the most gloomiest day, so I don't know how that's gonna work. And I'm just going to apply a little bit right here on my brow bone. Okay, so we are all highlighted. So now let's go ahead and try the blush, which I do have this also very old brush that I've been loving for cream products. So I'm just going to go ahead and saturate my brush. That was a little much. That was a lot of product. I'm just gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand. Oh my gosh, yes. I went over the top with this. So I'm gonna remove a little bit. That was a lot. And I'm gonna just go ahead and smile. And I'm gonna start bouncing these on my cheeks. Yeah, I definitely applied too much. So I'm just grabbing the one that I had on the back of my hand. And doing the same thing on my other cheek. I feel like this color would be perfect for every skin tone. As you can tell, it was very pigmented and a little goes a long way. So if you're like more on the darker tan side, you would still love this shade. So that's what I love, whenever products can actually be used for multiple skin tones, especially because she just came out with one shade. So this shade is good enough that you can do a very light layer like I just did of that blush, and I feel like it looks very pretty and very kind of like more pink. I know it says that it's like a pink coral, but I on my skin tone it just looks up straight pink, which I do like. And whenever you look at it here in the pan, it also looks straight up pink. I'm gonna apply a little bit more just so you can see how you can build it up. So, oh my goodness, yeah, this is very pretty, and I feel like the more you apply, the kind of like pinkier it becomes. It's very, very pretty. And as always, I like to include just whatever is done, like whatever is extra on my brush, I like to go a little bit on the center of my nose. But yeah, you guys, this is it. It is very pretty. I feel like it's pulling more cool tone on my skin tone, like a very pretty pink cool tone. It's very, very pretty. It went on very smooth. And I'm just going to apply a tad, just a little bit extra of the highlight just on top because I feel like I didn't put as much. And just a little bit, again, a little bit on my nose. And we are all highlighted and blushed up. Let's go ahead and move on with little packaging. This is one of her mini eyeshadows. I do have another one of these ones. I love the bright, intense pink. So let's just start with the lighter shade, which is going to be this one. It's kind of like a more pinky mauve. And I'm just going to use a Makeup by Mario blending brush on top of the excess, and I'm just going to start blending this straight up into my crease. Ooh, that's very, very pigmented. Ooh, I love it. So pretty. You guys, that was the easiest eyeshadow to blend ever. Like, that's it. It's super, I'm gonna go a little bit closer. That's very, very pretty blended. And it took like literally no time. I think I'm gonna use this shade all over just to kind of like apply a base. And I'm just going to blend this into all of the eye. I'm gonna switch it to a smaller blending brush, and we're just gonna go with the darker shade, which is going to be the middle right here, which this one is more kind of like purpley tone. So let's go ahead and start blending this into the outer V. That gives you a very pretty depth. I really do like it. I'm just gonna go back to the first color and I'm gonna blend these two together. For all over my lid, I'm gonna go for the lighter shade of the two pink ones. So we do have two pink, one on each end. I'm gonna go for this one first. And I'm going to apply this all over my lids. And I am using another Makeup by Mario brush. This is just called the Shadow one. And I'm going to apply this all over my lids. I'm going to switch to my finger just because I feel like it's going to give me a little bit more intensity. Yes, definitely more intense with the finger. I'm going to go for this other one, the darker sparkly one, with the same brush. I'm just going to switch it on the other side. And I'm going to do the same thing, but on my outer lid. So just right here. And this one didn't really pick up much on the brush. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my finger. And I'm just going to use this on the external part of my lid. And of course you can go, I feel like you can go very smoky with these shadows. If you basically just use like the darker shades, I feel like it'll be a very pretty smoky eye. So that can also be very versatile. If you want to go for something more smoky, you can still achieve it with only these 5 little shades. And I forgot to tell you, but I am using the first shade we used, and I'm just applying this on my lower lash line. I don't want to use a darker one on the end because I don't want to go super smoky today. And now to finish everything up, I'm just going to go with the very lightest shade, which is going to be this one. It's kind of like a pretty champagne shade. And I'm gonna go grab a teeny tiny brush, and I'm going to use this on my inner corner, and I'm gonna pull it down a little bit right here on my lower lashes, and also a little bit on the top right here on the initial part of my lid. I think I do want to do a tiny bit of a semi-line and liner, and I'm gonna use the darker shade, just my very classic wing line, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna wing it yet. But just with that same shade, I am going to apply it very close to my lash line. I really like to do that whenever I want to create a little more of depth on the lashes. Here is the final look before mascara. I'm gonna go apply lots of mascara, but I just wanted to show you before I do add the mascara. But you saw it was super easy to blend everything, like all of the 5 colors work perfectly together. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna do lots of mascara and then I'll show you the final result with the full makeup. What can I say? I absolutely love this palette. As you saw, it was super easy to blend. All the colors worked beautifully together. It is a small palette, so I feel like, to me, I've discovered, at least last year, I've discovered that my smaller palettes, either quads or in this case 5 shadows, are the way to go for me. They're so easy, they take off all of the thinking of what I'm going to do with a big palette. Sometimes I can get overwhelmed, so these mini ones or these quads are just what I've been going for. It is beautiful. Even if it's not specific for Valentine's, because I mean, you really don't need one specific palette for Valentine's. I love this collection, of course, for Valentine's, but for my everyday, like I was mentioning at the beginning of the video, I love pink toned shadows. So whenever I saw this, I knew I had to pick it up. Even though this is a purple shadow, like the middle one, and I did mention that I'm not a huge fan of purple, I feel like it complements perfect the eye look to come up with a beautiful pink toned look, but that purple just gives it that beautiful depth that of course you need in an eye look. And I was also mentioning whenever I was applying my shadow that I feel like if you want to go for more smoky eye look with this palette, you very easily can do that. So I like that versatility. This palette, I absolutely love it. I feel like this one wasn't as pigmented originally with the first brush that I used, but then I just switched the brush and it gave me a beautiful highlight. No, it's not gonna be blinding intense, but honestly, that's the kind of highlight I like. I like more subtle highlights that you can see whenever the sun hits you in a special different way. And just like normal, you can see that there's something going on there, but it's not like that streak or strike of like fake highlight. This just looks like a beautiful golden shimmer that just complements. I feel like it's gonna complement a lot of skin tones as well. The cream blush was just a dream. It easily blended. You can also very easily either go very light or build it up. So because of that, I feel like it's also going to be suitable for many skin tones, because you can go very intense and very pigmented, or you can go very light, just depending on your skin tone or depending on your makeup preferences. Packaging is beautiful. It is very sturdy. It's kind of like a very beautiful hard plastic. I love the design of this. It is very fun, so I feel like it's perfect for Valentine's, but it's also very, even though it's like a fun, girly thing, I feel like because it's Natasha Denona, the packaging doesn't look cheap. It looks very sturdy, it feels very sturdy, and I really love that bright pink. And this one, even though it is more affordable, $25, and you get a mini one, the quality is also very good. It's a very hard plastic, and I love that the closure, it actually snaps together. So you know that it's not gonna just pop open if you take this kind of like to travel or something. So for me, both of these products were an absolute win. So that's gonna be it for today, you guys. Let me know in the comments down below if you're gonna be picking any of these 2 shadows. If you picked the lipstick, am I missing out? I've never tried any lipsticks from Natasha Denona. But at this point, I feel like I have a lot of lipsticks that I'm not really interested in anything new. I say that, but there's always something new coming that I will probably be interested in. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and please subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you soon on the next one. Bye!